Hey everyone, peace and love from Bosnia. I and two other divine masculines have come to Bosnia. We are now in Bosnia. We have visited the Pyramid of the Sun yesterday. We have activated that to higher degrees. We are still in Bosnia near the pyramids. We stayed last evening uh, in a house in the middle of the pyramids, and I believe there's about nine here in total. Very ancient pyramids. They are perhaps the oldest that they are not the oldest upon the planet, of course. Within history, the oldest emerged from an even older era. However, very important and perhaps the oldest known into these timelines now. And quite a story with these Bosnian pyramids, and quite a bit of evidence and proof to attest what they are. However, this is not about all of the history and what has been discovered. It's about our important activation there. So a few days ago, I had requested white light to be sent here in preparation of our coming here. So we arrived yesterday, and last evening, just before dark, we activated a very, let's say, an ancient energy, but we also activated it to connect it into the 5D grid, the 5D ley lines, and part of the new history and new truth that will be put out over the coming months, perhaps, which will be integrated into the timelines. And one beautiful thing I see written in the pamphlets is that Sam, the doctor, I cannot pronounce his last name, but he says that human history will need to be rewritten. And yeah, we all agree with that. So, a powerful activation last night was formed by a three masculine, and we took a triad formation in doing this activation. Um, for the most part, there will be more of feminine will arrive here at various times. So this is also to inform you that we have masculinely activated this for several other functions, and also as any divine feminine visits this place, do your own activations to what you're guided to do. Now, having said this, we don't see visually any results, significant results there. However, this will come, and it does have uh, results and changes in the outside reality. And it began last evening upon our activation of it. So, without getting into complex details, perhaps without getting into too much detail, a very significant activation of which I will, and perhaps others say more about or reference more about this special important area in the near futures. I wish to say that the people in this area and this beautiful area of Gaia has undergone a tremendous amount of negativity over the years, and a lot of ploys at separating the many peoples in Yugoslavia and with the wars. And as we drove through here, we drove to here yesterday. You can see, examples of the battles of the war still here. That I believe it was in the 90s, 91, 93, perhaps. Um, so there was much negativity, much fear was created here. It's very dense because of all of this. And one of the reasons we were called here is to raise the vibration also of this area. This area could not go forward the way it was. There was too much negativity, too much fear here. So uh, three uh, three of us masculine creators at this time, but also with our feminine aspect intact. Of course, we were more so called here to do this. So we have done this, it's done, and with the assistance of all of you that had set the preparation for this and will continue to recognize this important area of Gaia now. Again, a success. So I did not allude too much that we were coming here, and for whatever reasons, Father just said, you know, just keep it quiet until you get there and get your stuff done. So we're pretty well done, and just need to visit a couple little areas here just to correct the energy. So that's what I'm given. So yeah, it's quite another good thing, something I did not anticipate. However, it's done, and having said that, we'll head back towards Croatia soon, and we have a gathering um, upcoming on Sunday in Croatia, and I believe tentatively at this time there's perhaps 16 of us in total at this time, but I do anticipate a few more will be attending that. So we'll have the gathering Sunday, and after that, I will see where Father guides I to go. Uh, as far as I know, the next point may be Jerusalem. I know that was in the divine tentative route to take here. However, that's not ascertained yet, and I will know the first of the week. There is a slight possibility that I may go back to Germany and the Netherlands for a couple quick gatherings, but still I'm not given any confirmation on that. It's only a possibility. I will know more on Monday or Tuesday. And the extensive work that we did here because of the extreme negativity, you can see it within my features and also feel it perhaps still in my energetic field. There's so much here to transmute, so it's not all fully transmuted out of my energetic field here yet with it. So you can see that how dense that it really was here, and how badly needed we are here. Let me say, in the futures, all the peoples will come back together, and the separation that was caused here with all the peoples and caused these wars. It was again intentionally done by the dark ones, and we are in the times of rectifying and bringing everyone back together, and in the most divine ways that we can. And when we get right down to the deep part of what occurred here, it should have never occurred with a humane humanity, and that there were dark forces at play. However, all of this will is already beginning to be turned around to the way that it should be, with harmony and unity and people having enough. The extreme poverty in these areas needs to be rectified very quickly as well to raise the vibration of this area. The peoples have been very suppressed here, and the negative charge uh, was dominant. So I also say with this, many of you sent light to the pyramid. Also send light with a quick thought to this area to perhaps awaken more here in their consciousness and to assist with events. I remind you, we're all co-creators, and our thoughts do make a difference. Just by sending a 1 minute thought here to rectify things and restore peace and harmony and power back to the people does make a difference. So it's great. We're at a beautiful house here, and the owners are beautiful people as well and empowered. We met both of them last night. They dropped by, and it was so great to see that spotlight here in this area. So that is great. So, woohoo! Another activation done, a very important one. And anyone wishing to perhaps come here in the future, if you don't have a nice place to stay, especially any of you divine feminine, you can get in contact with I or Dragon Brother, and you can find out. This is a very reasonable place, I guarantee you. And it's very good. Several in a group comes, there's in this house, there's a couple bedrooms and lots of room, and it's very beautiful. It's immaculately maintained, and it's a very good energy. It's on the side of the hill here in between the sun pyramid and the moon pyramid, which are important pyramids. Also, there is the love pyramid is here. As I said, I believe there's 9, and they have different names. So we have the sun, moon, and love pyramids. Anyhow, so very important, and higher consciousness ones, let's say, are part of what is going on with the pyramid at finding more clues and more evidence to the past as well. So it's great. Well, I won't ramble, and so very busy and doing things as always, and I have messages to respond to when time permits. So thank you. Any quick questions? I'll now look at the bottom of the feed. If anyone has any quick questions, I can take those for a couple moments. Don Parkinson, we're in Bosnia, the Bosnian pyramids. You can look up to get a location. There's I forget the name of the city, town here right by it. We need to uplift that. Lots of pollution was there. The river needs to be cleaned, and this whole general area. Apparently, there's a couple chemical plant, a metals plant in this area. Let's say a lot of sulfur and contaminants in the air here. I believe a divine one told me yesterday that this city here, I believe, is the second most polluted city upon perhaps Gaia. So we need great change here. with us. Now, there are beautiful parts that were not war-torn of Bosnia for sure, and we will look at some of those today, and it would be quite a contrast. So we need to get this place cleaned up here, and we need to restore uh, the people's power back to them and their incentive and their hope in the least. And so good thoughts put here will be great. So yeah, Don, it's good to see you. So Bosnian pyramids in this area, there's a city there right beside it. So that's great. Okay, thank you. Excellent. Yeah. So the pyramid energy, any of you can connect into it with your thoughts and whatever you're guided or feel to do in that area is great. It's already attached to uh, the 5D grid. So whatever you wish to contribute, any of you with your energy to program it, if you will, for the good. So you can annex with the energetic thread there and whatever divine work you're given or guided to do. Great. Oh, thank you, Tim. Tim Royston, he says, I have a dear friend in the Netherlands who was one of the volunteers helping to excavate the tunnels in these pyramids. Yes, we were in the tunnels yesterday. Tim asked, do you know if we can get into the tunnels? Yes, you can. Um, Tim also says it is supposed to be very powerful for healing the body. Yes, it is, Tim. Uh, Before we did any energetic work yesterday, we did a sort of reconnaissance, and part of that reconnaissance with the energy uh, looking at the area was going into the tunnels, Tim. They have, I believe, around 2 kilometers of tunnels cleaned out. Uh, and I believe they wish to do another kilometer or more of the tunnels. The area is very ancient, and also when you look at this huge pyramid, it's very interesting to see that what you would call the ground, the conglomerate soil, that it was man-made, put there. It's not any rock in it. So it's very just by looking at it, it's very amazing, this huge area that was in the tunnels where we were going in, that part. I guess, let me correct this a little bit. The tunnel section leads into the pyramids. However, it's a huge area where these tunnels are that are not right on the Sun Pyramid, that a lot of ground was brought there from somewheres, and it's very interesting. Now, in there, uh, our experiences is there is a healing room in there. Just by us being in there, and we just got some general information from a tour guide. Um, from us being in there, what they claimed is that it does have medical benefits, especially with the breathing, Tim. And we observed things neutrally, but what we found after we came out into the air, that yes, we were breathing better, and we were only in there for a little bit, so it did have beneficial effects. And also for some of you with the energy, with your hands and feeling the energy, yes, there is a certain, there are certain um rocks, but they're not rocks. They're made of ceramic material that were uncovered in there. And one of the guides told us that within these rocks, they had like an X-ray or a ultrasound done of them, and that it's a um, ceramic casing, but inside it's crystalline, is what they said, what the results showed them. So very powerful rocks, ceramic sort of rocks as well. They're not rocks, they're man-made, but they look like rocks. I shouldn't say man-made either. They're, let's say they're kind of, perhaps they were man-made, but they're very interesting, and you can put your hands on them and you can feel different energy coming from them as well. Very interesting. So yes, there is healing properties in there um, as well. So that's great, and it's still ongoing, and they're excavating more of the tunnels. So it was, yeah, it's quite an important area, and it does contain a lot more of the ancient truths and histories. And let's also say, about Gaia, as most of you know, that it's been an ongoing divine program for the human experiences for all times, and that, yeah, the way history is written about the evolution of man and Darwin's theories, if you will, all these things are not correct, as we know. So a lot of cool stuff coming will be coming out of this area for the new 5D timelines as well, as the truth keeps coming forth. So good stuff. Yeah, so it's a healing place, yes, Tim, and our experience with it, going in from not being subjected to the power of suggestion, we just went in neutrally without any expectations or even thinking about healing properties. But when we did come out, yes, we did feel it. It does do things with the body, so we can attest and confirm that indeed. There's also water from in there that you can drink. I asked the guide the pH level. Uh, for my information, the pH level, I believe he said, is 7.5, so it is alkaline as well. I would have anticipated it would have been very high alkaline. However, it's above the 7, above the acidic level, so the water is beneficial just because of that. But also, this water is it's naturally structured and crystalline, and so it is a healing water as well. And you can get buy little bottles of that to assist with your organic health if you wish. And the way they collect to assure a quality control is they put one person goes into the cistern or the water in there, and just one person every week will go in and take extreme precaution, and it's only his energy. I'm told he's a selected, good, energetic person that collects the water and brings it out, and so as not to get contaminated by many people going in there and bathing in it and depositing all of the energy. So they do know that the water is alive, the tour guides and everyone there, and they do know the importance of maintaining that divine healing structure of the water by practicing good quality control methods, if you will. So great. Thank you, Tim. Excellent question for bringing that up, brother. It's very important. Yeah, Dawn, you have a friend that worked here as well. Yeah, so Tim and Dawn, yeah. Yeah, it's a small world, ain't it? Wink, wink. We always get to where we need to go. Yeah. And Dragon Brother, he just joined. So anyone there, uh, Tachikato, uh, Dragon. It's easier. I call my brother Dragon. I love him so much. So they're out having lunch somewhere, and I decided to catch up on some messages. So uh, great. Oh, Amanda, I was trying to see you in Glastonbury tour. Please, Amanda Lawrence, when you have the time, can we have a chat in the near future? Thank you. I love you. I love all of you. Just looking at another another question. Mary Bakia, she's saying that not allowed to do any excavations, that things are stopped now to her knowledge. I don't recall we had got that yesterday, Mary, because I believe they're self-funded, and as they receive funds, they dig. Um, However, it may also be, but things change very quickly in the future. So, if it is slowed down now, because we're transitioning on the timelines, that I do feel that it will be opened back up and permits granted uh, in the very near future with this. It contains so much important information for all of humanity, and again, in times of everything being released, nothing can be suppressed, which is uh, also divinely important to carry the new timelines through. And with anything with government, divinity, for what we are, it's universal law, and we override anything with that when it needs to be done. So it doesn't matter if a government today says no. um, Very quickly, divinity changes everything when it needs to be. So I just wish to remind everyone with that. And governments have lost all of the control, and the big money ones at the top of the pyramid, no, the power is back with the people, and it's divinely assured. So it is a transitional period to get there. However, it is assured, and nothing stops it. So Neil Devaney asks, he says, "Hi Rick, do you feel the reactivation of the pyramid sites links is related to sustaining the 13 hertz octave shift in the field?" I'm not fully informed on that last part of what you're saying, Neil. However, I am getting a confirmation that yes, whatever you're asking, that the answer is yes. And also simply because everything we do now energetically is it's all connected. Um, Also with this, the activation of this area is also another button for that 5D grid to bring it down as well over this area because of what occurred, as I said, where it was suppressed so negatively. It required the three of us being physically here to do this with our energy and to do the whole energetic thing with it. This may be showing up in your Schumann resonance and other things also as proof of the increased energy here. Also, Heaven said that they had taken readings of the energy in the past, and what I anticipate and what we should see is that the readings the next time they take them of the energy here should be very, very elevated, uh, perhaps in the least. So it'll be very noticeable that after, when we leave here, the next time they take a reading, there will be a very noticeable upward change in the energy. Uh, okay, just a lot of questions. I don't see them all. Yeah, where are you, Mary? You say since you come here, Mary Bakia. Yeah, yeah. So you're close by. This is interesting. Yeah, they were stopped. Well, in 2006, they began, the excavation, but also it was my information that they recognized that they were pyramids in 2006. Anyhow, been on here an hour. It was 31 minutes, 31 seconds. So soon time to get off of here. Just have another look. Thank you, Neil. So Mary refers to the negative area here. I wish to, yes, there was a lot of negative. Uh, Also, what had occurred with the negative area of the pyramidal structure here is that these structures in the old way, but also, in the recent past, negativity played a part as a grounding agent. And it's the same with the pyramid. So there would be areas that would act like anchors that would be negatively charged to ground and sustain the huge light. However, we are in a different time now with physics where you don't require as much of this to keep it simple. So this is also why the energy in the charged atmosphere, the ions, are going to change as well very quickly, because also negativity is a lower density substance. It's part of the lower density, and it remains there as we raise higher. Negativity and lower density energy does not go where we're going, so this will change. Yeah. And Don Parkinson, the 5G, so the 5G networks, he says, is being transmuted into a global energy layer of happiness. So this is very important as well. So, we're given the information of the concerns of the 5G microwaves and milliwaves or whatever they had called them, and the effects on the organic vessel. Uh, yes, this was a very great concern, but what some groups and some individuals have been doing is to counter the adverse effects of 5G is using their creational abilities actually transform it into a useful divine energy in the time being. And also, since last September, many of you have been upgraded with your organic vessels to a degree that you created an immunity towards the adverse effects from 5G, just to give us time to change everything here as well. So temporarily, the 5G apparatus, the whole concept of it, will be very quickly transitioned. But to let's say give time and breathing space, this has been done as well. Thank you for that, Dot. Very important information. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Mary, yeah, you're in Egypt. So we're in Bosnia right now, Bosnia. And let's say Dr. Sam, the hit guy here that discovered this, he is in Egypt for 3 weeks. We were told yesterday, so very interesting. We're here and he's in Egypt, and with the divine tentative root, I and Sharon, if and when Sharon gets back, that we do, or I at least, need to go to Egypt as well. So we'll see what transpires with that. Yeah, and brother Daniel Osgood joined. Daniel, I'd like to have an update on your situation. When you have an opportunity, send me a message, please. Thank you. So that's it. Gonna let you go. Love you. Much peace and uh, happiness and lots of love. And I got to get the rest of this uh, negativity transmuted here so I can perhaps look a little bit better. Yeah. As you know, I don't wear makeup, but anyways, dry humor. So have a great day. Much love and thank all of you. And kisses and winks. And yeah, let's see what news we get out of this area here. Good, exciting news and confirmation. Great work that we do together. So thank you and have a great day. Much love. Bye now.